G'day everyone. We're just finishing pruning in our Cabernet. We have got a tiny little bit of bud burst, so we should finish in the next day or so, but it's not too bad. The sap's not running too much, so we're not going to lose too much Vegemite per se, or too much energy out of the vine too much. But I'll just show you here, because our Cabernet is about 70 years old and we have retrained a lot of it over the years. So you can see in this one here, we've actually, the original trunk's broken, we've got a new trunk coming up here, but then we've also run this new arm here. There's one right next to it. Actually, look, has actually died, so it's died off. This thing will die back. But if we come down here, we're getting all these lovely water shoots down here. So Cabernet is a variety that doesn't push too many water shoots, so when you get a lot like this, it's great. So you want to try and keep them sort of close to the vine, so we'll just cut that off there. We're going to keep this one here. So this is a little water shoot. We'll go out to a 2-bud spur. So a spur is, I suppose, a shoot that has been cut back to this little bit. So there's one bud just here, and there's another one on the other side. So they'll shoot, and then hopefully next year we can then cut. Well, maybe not necessarily, hopefully, but well, this vine, obviously, because this arm is all dead, we'll get this shooting, we'll cut it all off. This side's a little bit messy, and a lot of these spurs are getting too long. They get, once they're like this, they're very fragile. A grape harvester can knock them off, and they become, then you obviously lose the position. And then if this one goes, we've got some spurs and shoots here, which we can, so we'll cut off there, for example, but there's nothing here for about a foot. And then the ones here, they're getting a bit long as well, so they might, if we lose this one, and this one, and by the harvester, all of a sudden we've got a whole foot of vine that doesn't have any fruitful areas. So hence why we've got some more down here. We'll just leave, if you've got more options, leave more options. So I will leave these water shoots, and hopefully next year we can lop these arms off and we can start again. But going back to this other vine where we have actually trained this, so as you can see here, the spurs are so much closer to the arm, so a lot more I suppose protected as such. So we can cut these off here. We get nice little ones there. There's a couple that are a little bit longer, unfortunately, but here we go again. We'll just chop some of these off. We haven't got a huge amount through here, so we might actually leave, they call them doubles, so we might leave that one and that one. This one, obviously, we've got a little one here. We'll get rid of the excess. Same thing, we'll keep the healthy one. And as you can see here, there's a bit of moisture coming out. Sap is just wanting to flow. And then we might just get rid of that last bit. But here, we might keep this little one here, because this one will burst out and we will have another position to prune to next year. So all of a sudden, new fresh wood, all healthy. And again, we've got some nice little spurs down here. The water shoots, we'll just chop that off, give us some option for another year if we need to retrain. So a spur, I suppose the idea of pruning is to get the vine, get the structure of the vine to where you want it, the positioning of the spurs, so nice spacing, so you don't have crowding of shoots and you have shading of fruit, nice evenly spaced fruit. So you've got a consistent yield from vine to vine, and it's all about consistency and straight structure and shape. And this vineyard is 70 years old. I've noticed a lot around, say for example in the Barossa Valley, the older Shiraz vineyards, the really old ones, they often cane prune it. You get a nice consistency of fruit yellowed and yield. A lot of the old vine Grenaches, they're bush vines, and you can get a nice structure, sort of a goblet sort of shape, and they can prune them and keep the shape consistent. But once you do like Cabernet though, I find we seem to have some variability, and It's getting a bit older now, so we are trying to retrain what we can. There's another section of 7 rows which I can show you another day, which we have actually cut the top cordon off. So we have here also, we've got a cordon at the top and a cordon down the bottom. This is the vine that was obviously dying a moment I showed you before. So we have top section and the bottom section. They're nice, far enough apart. If this top cordon was closer down here, you get a shading effect, and the bottom cordon, the cordon is the arm that has got the fruiting zone on it. If they are too close together, the shading effect, and you start losing fruitfulness and yields down the bottom. So if it's nice like this, it's nice and spaced. We don't seem to have too much shading effect. But in those 7 rows, we have actually cut that top arm off, and we've seen a noticeable increase in vigour and viability of the bottom arm. So that's enough of that, I think. Thanks for listening. If there are any questions, please give us a shout out on socials, and give us a question. We'll endeavour to answer it. So thank you for listening. Speak to you soon.